Good morning, welcome to another edition of Cod Bites Fishing Adventures. It's about 20 past 6 in the morning, Sunday morning. Sunrise is just coming up in the distance. I'm at MAKRO. Coast's been a bit rough, plenty of weed about, been a bit of heavy seas. I've come down the river on a lovely Sunday morning to see if I can keep the cod run going. Got one rod out at the moment. I'm on a pulley pennel on straight black. Two nice big blacks on my hooks. 6 ounce weight. Using the Sonik Vader because it's a trusty rod that down here. Although the Sonik Black Sport is the one that's catching all the cod at the moment. As you'll have seen in the 2 videos ago. It looks like a cracking morning. There's no rain forecast, even though it looks like it's going to. Apparently there's no rain forecast. After this horrible weekend with the snow and stuff, it's actually warm this morning. It's about 6-7 degrees. It's supposed to be getting up to about 10-11. There's a slight breeze blowing about 5 or 6 miles an hour, and it's on my back at the moment because I'm facing Paul. I've got my back to the wind. There's a slight bit of wind, but I mean it's warm if I sit this way. Other than that, it looks nice. I'll show you the sun in the distance there, just coming up. You'll probably just see it. Lovely little sunrise coming up there in the distance. Right, I'll leave you on the rods for a little bit. I've got the camera in front of me because obviously it's a bit windy, and I don't want the wind on the so much noise on the camera if I can get away with it. I've only got one rod out at the moment because there's just no need for 2 basically at the moment. Just got my camp set up. There's one other guy just turned up to fish, and he's right at the other end, right near the MAKRO building. I'm at my usual spot where I pull all the big cod in, and I love it here. Always do well here, so I'm quite happy sat here fishing. It's only a short session, guys. I'm going to fish 2.5 up. Our tide's 9 o'clock, and about 1.5 hours down, so it's going to be about 4-hour session, so it's not going to be long, but long enough to get a nice video and hopefully some cracking fish, because as we know, this venue produces time and time again. It's been a cracking venue for me in the last 3 or 4 months. This area, I must have pulled in 18 to 20 cod easily. I've had some great sessions. It's just ideal really. But let's just get something to get us off the mark. Don't matter what it is. Doubt it'll be a whiting, because I ain't seen any whiting down here for weeks. It's all been flatties and cod. So I know there was two fellas fished yesterday around this area, and they had quite a few cod and about 18 to 20 flatties. So I don't know how long the session was, but there's 2 of them, like, obviously. So it looks like it's fishing well. You should be able to see the bite's great. I mean, it's giving a little bit. There's a bit of tidal pull to the right. It's moved about. It's about. Look at it. It's about 1:30, 2 o'clock. About 2 o'clock-ish, somewhere around there. It's pulled out, and I cast it at about 10 o'clock. So there's not much. I'm sure I've got a bit of spit just landed on me. I hope it doesn't rain because I haven't brought my wet gear. There is supposedly no rain today, not until later, but it absolutely looks like it's going to throw it down. Actually, guys, it feels like it's snowing. Surely that can't be snow. It's not warm, it's too warm. I think I have got some trousers in my boat, hopefully. I might need them. It's going to woolly down, guys. It's absolutely pouring down. I might have to cover your camera up for a while. It's not good anyway. Rain was definitely not forecast today. Right, take a little break for now. I'll cover the camera up. If there is any action, obviously I'm going to show you it. I'll be back shortly. Oh, we're back for the time being. Rain stopped again, but hopefully it won't come back. But no bites yet. I've only been out there about 25 minutes, so it's holding about 30 to 40 out if I cast at about 9 o'clock to the left, obviously. So usually about an hour and a half before top is when you start getting bite action. Sometimes a bit earlier, that's why I come earlier, just in case. But as I said, it's only a short session, it's only about 4 hours. I ain't got no wet gear. I thought I had some, went back to the car to have a look, and I ain't got none. So don't know what I'm going to do if it absolutely eaves it down, because I ain't got nothing to cover my legs or anything. Can't really sit in the car either, because obviously it's quite a long walk around to my rod. So if I've got a bite on it or anything, or I got caught on some driftwood or something going by, it'd pull my rod in. I won't be able to get to it. It's only a cheeky session anyway, guys. At the end of the day, I wasn't sure what the beach was going to do. I think it's a bit early after that storm. I know there was a lot of weed yesterday getting pulled in. Don't know if it was like that on all the beaches, but a few of the reports said there was a lot of weed. Didn't see much caught, but yeah, the river was producing, so you know, I thought this was the best place to come, really. And besides all that, in about another 3 or 4 weeks it'll be beach only, because the river will have nothing left but flatties. So, and I'm not really a flatty type of fisherman, really. I don't really like flatties. I mean, obviously I'll catch them to keep the blanks away, but you know, I like cod, bass, stuff like that. So not really into the flatties. I mean, I've had some cracking sessions with flatties, don't get me wrong, but you know, I prefer the rays and the cods and the basses and the smoothies and that. Don't like eels either, and I've had a few of them this season. I think I've had 2. Don't particularly like them either, because they make a right mess of your lines. Your line is almost certainly left useless and unusable, because it's either all been wrapped up and it's all coiled up and it's or it's covered in slime from head to foot. So I'm not really into eels, really. I know some people like catching them, but I'm mainly looking for cod. That's always my target species, unless it's summer, obviously, because they're obviously rarer. And then you're looking at bass and smooth hounds, really, or rays. Well, I mean, it's been a good season this up to now, since January for me. I've had some cracking fish, so you know, I can't grumble, really. I think I had a run of 12, 13 without a blank, and then I had 3 blanks on the trot. And now this is, I think this is my 4th or 5th session. And I had a blank, obviously, since the 3. So I think I've had a run of 4 fish, so this could be the 5th, if I get a fish to do. I mean, you can't all be certain you're going to get fish, obviously. But it usually produces here. I have had occasional blanks here, but I won't say it's that often. Oh, maybe 20 times I've fished here, I've maybe blanked 3 times. But I don't think I've had a blank for about 6, 7 months here, really. So quite happy about that. I think the last time I blanked was Halloween week. Not actually Halloween itself, because I actually had 3 or 4 fish that night. But I think I blanked 2 days before Halloween. I think that was the last time I blanked here. And and that was mainly because it was blowing an ollie and it wasn't holding at all, and I don't think I stayed long. In fact, I don't even think I put the video up because there wasn't enough footage. It rained that much and the wind noise was awful. I mean, I've got a medium mod on, but even with that, even the wind's like blowing an ollie, it's going to cause some wind noise. But I've got a way of getting out of the wind a little bit now. I put the camera in front of me when I sat on my box, obviously low, and I block the wind out. So, oh, I think I just had a nibble there, guys. Yeah, I think I might have just had a nibble. I think it's only a flatty nibble, but yeah, there's definitely something chewing on that. Might have got my first fish here, hopefully. Would definitely be a flatty though, with that. That was a classic flatty bite, that. Now usually what will happen is it'll sit on the bottom, start chewing the worm off, probably swallowing me hook, and then you'll see loads of little tippy tappies. I ain't going to be leaving it out too long anyway because say it's only a short session. So I'm better off using a lot of fresh bait at short intervals. It was nice to get a fish in the first half an hour. I think it's has to give a little bit to the right as well. It's a tiny little bit of chop in the wall, but not much. Certainly not pulling through that fast. Obviously, as in the next hour it'll slow down anyway. As it's coming up to Y, which is 9:10. I think I've been here in total about an hour and a bit now. It's 7:05. I've actually been here 50 minutes. I actually got here about 6:10. I think I left my house about 5:45. Judging by the reports of the LBC Open, it was atrocious, guys. Come on, it was absolutely atrocious. Some of the reports and horror stories coming out of that event. I don't know what happened there, but I mean, maybe they need to move the date a bit, a bit closer to April. Really, I would have thought to get rid of the bad weather. I mean, it can be still bad in April, but I mean, it's going to lighten up a little bit, isn't it? Obviously, they probably need to do something if it's. I mean, people spend a lot of money getting there, and travelling expenses, holiday homes to rent for the weekend, or caravans or whatever. Food and everything, bait. I mean, some of them was spending like £1,000 even to do it. Obviously you'd expect, I don't know if that's just give or I've just got a cod. That was a slack liner, guys. I think I've got a cod. Hold on. Slack liner. It's definitely slack liner. This could be a cod, guys. There's a lot of weed. Put you on one braid. I actually don't think there's out on it, and I think I don't like to say. I don't like it, oh, I don't know. Could be a cod, this. I don't know if I've got weed or there's a cod on it. Feels like I've got a fish like. Yeah, I think it's a cod. It's a cod. I've lost it, guys. I had a cod. I literally had a cod. Got it caught on the wall. That's the only problem with fishing when you're on here. Getting down there to get your cod. That was a nice cod, that. What a shame, man. I actually saw it come out the water. The way it come out, obviously, first, got caught on the wall. And then I snapped it, and I've never snapped my braid, but it was a decent cod, that, as you saw when I was bringing it in. Oh, that's really upsetting, guys. Really, really upsetting. First cast on a cod. Actually, second cast it was a cod. Now I know they're there, so just let me sort my rod out, put a new gear on it, and I'll be back. But I'm going to get both rods out now, because that was a nice cod. What a shame I lost it. I'm back. Really upsetting, that, guys. I had a cod. Came out the water. I even saw me weight. It's really upsetting. But at least I know they're there. What a slack liner it gave me as well. Because the weed, that was the problem. I'd weed up my line. I'd weed up my line, and it made it difficult to reel in. I'm using braid and stuff, but there was that much up the line. It was clogging the eye up at the top. So obviously I couldn't reel in as I normally do. It's really upsetting because it was a good, decent sized cod. You'll have seen the bend in the rod. It was a lovely cod, that. It's really upsetting, really. I mean, it's not exactly my first cast, but it was like my second cast, because the first cast I put in it, I put it out too far and it drifted into the wall, so I pulled it back in. But that really was my first cast, and really is upsetting. I think I've thrown this one out too far. I might have to bring it in and recast it. But they're there. That's one thing, they're there. I had one. It's a cracking little venue, this, when it's on, and I think we might get a few cod. I'm debating whether to get my other rod out. It's the only thing that's putting me off is there's a lot of pull to the right. But I think there's a chance of getting some good cod today. But how the hell am I going to get it up the wall, I don't know, because that's why you need two when you're fishing here. Because if you get a decent fish like that one, you just can't get it up the wall. If it had been on the Sport, I think I'd have got that. It'd have handled it a bit more. There's a bit more give in this rod. But the Sport, it would have got up the wall easy. The big one I caught a couple of weeks ago, that was on the Sport. But I had a kid here to help me get it up the wall. That's the difference. There's nobody here to help me, you see, so if it's a big fish, I'm going to struggle. I can't very well go down there to get it because I'm on my own, so that's a big no-no. And if you're with somebody, you know, fair enough, but I'm not, I'm on my own. When you're on your own, you certainly don't want to be going down the wall, because it's quite a slope, really, you slip. So it is really upsetting. I'm not very happy about it, really. It's disheartening, really, when you get a nice fish and then you lose it. You know, you do the work and get the fish, and then you end up losing it. It's a sickener, really. I mean, I think I've got a feeling I'll get a few more anyway, so, you know, fingers crossed I'm going to get a few more. I've got a feeling I will. I've got a feeling I will, because, as I say, that was more or less my first cast. And I really can't see there just being one fish out there. I could have done with you down here 5 minutes ago. I've lost a massive cod on the wall.
Oh, right, yeah. Oh, you might get it back.
I've got down there, so you might get it back. It's unlikely. Dropped it off just down there. It's still got me weight and everything attached to it, like, but.
Oh, right. Can you not see it? No.
Nah, it's down there somewhere. So like, you got to pull that in. You never know, like, but.
Never know.
It's a shame he wasn't going by. As I pulled in, I would have, it'd have probably helped me get it up. Can't actually believe I snapped the braid. I mean, literally snapped the braid. It didn't snap at the linkage, it's actually snapped the braid. There's that whatever you see, and you got it stuck on the wall, it's cut through the line. See, the problem is, when you got a flatter, usually here, I hang my rod up there, so it clears the wall, but when you got a big cod on like that, you can't do it because there's so much bend in the rod. And obviously it's heavy. I reckon it was a 3.5 pound, 4 pounder, that easy. You never know, I might get it back. It's still got my lead net attached to it, so. And it's only down the wall here. As I'm pulling in, I might hook onto it or foul hook it or whatever. It's more like you're going to swim up, see, up the river there when you wait, like. I'm actually going to set the other rod up because I'd have to be insane not to after getting a cod. And I ain't actually physically got it, but you know, I got a cod. I actually physically saw it, so that's good enough for me. I'm going to get the other rod out. They might start biting now, and they do tend to bite at regular intervals when they come on here. I think we've seen the last of that rain anyway, hopefully. It will be disheartening though if I don't get another fish. Because obviously when you get a cod, I mean, you're just happy for the one fish. You know, you've had a cod. If I don't get another, then it's upsetting really. Just can't see it being the only bite of the day though. I mean, I planned on coming here for just 3.5, 4 hours, but obviously if the fish are going to bite, I'll stay here longer, like. You know, I'm not going to leave a venue if it's fishing well. You just bend that round because I don't want that to go over. I lose my eyes. I'm just dreading pulling another one in. I'm hoping it's on the spot if I do. Nice classic slack liner that was though. I think I've got another one. Let's keep an eye on that. It does look like a bite. The line's not moving anyway. Sorting the weight out because I lost the weight. Oh, I've only got 4 ounces in me with me. Oh, what a shame. I've only got 4 ounce weights with me. I've only got 4 ounce load. I have to go back to the car for one. That's a bugger that. Don't particularly want them. I've got an 8 ounce, but I think it's a bit too heavy. I'll try a 4, but I don't think it will. So I've got a nice new pennel. Definitely pennel because that's what the cod was on. There's a brand new pennel there, that'll do nicely. I think it's a pennel anyway. Yeah. I'm still upset really, but you know, what can you do? Not a lot you can do about it, is there? Just bloody upsetting when you lose a fish. Especially when you know it was a cod because you've seen it. This is the one I'm more confident with, the Sonik Sport, because this will handle it. 100% this will handle it. Well, good job I saw that. That would have caused some problems. Yeah, this will handle anything, this. I pull that huge one up on this rod. Granted, I'll help me get it up, but I mean, I wouldn't have got it up without him, really. It's just not wise to fish here without anybody with you, when you know that you can't get them up the wall. I actually tried that sea glow tape on my rod and it's absolutely crap, to be fair. It's rubbish. I put it on twice now and I stuck nail varnish on it to hold it on, and it still finds a way to come off. It lasts about a session and a half, 2 sessions, and it peels off. So it's not much cop for the price. Might just be my rod, but I mean, I put it on a brand new rod, never been used, so you know, there's no grease on it or muck or anything. I certainly won't buy it again, put it that way. Me have this tape work better than that. That's me personally, like, you know, don't go by what I'm saying, like, but personally to me it was useless. I'm not sure this is going to hold. I'll certainly have to put an 8 ouncer on it because I'll never get it up the wall. Yeah, I'll certainly never get an 8 ouncer up there. I struggled with a 6. Pull right round that. This lug's doing well though. The one I got from Holderness Road. Got some cracking cod off it. I mean, I'll show you what these worms are like. Bearing in mind that I've frozen now 5 times. That is a 5-time frozen worm. Look at the thickness of that, look. 5 times that's been frozen. Holderness Road. Beautiful worms. try this one a bit shorter because I did oik that one out and it's pulled to the right. It's about between 10 and 15 now, that one. So about between 2 and 3 o'clock. Rose and blacks are really doing the business though on here. All the cod I've caught in the last few weeks have all been on this frozen black. I'll give you a quick look at this. I'll bring it over here and show you this bait. How good it is. I mean, you don't realise how good the bait is until you see it. I mean, these, bearing in mind these have been frozen 5 times now. Look how chunky them are for a 5-time frozen black. Beautiful. That's what's doing the business. Right, I'm on the Sport now as well, so with a bit of luck, this one, if I do get a fish on it, I can handle it. Got a bit more oomph in it. Oh, forgot to have a bait stuff. I'm all a bit flustered now after losing that fish. It's about more disheartening than losing a cod, believe me. Flies I don't really care about, but when you know it's a cod, because you've seen it, it's disheartening. I'm not going out very far with this one, so I want it to roll. Hopefully that'll swing round and all straight. I won't take the slack up yet, give it a chance. Right, I'll take a little break because I don't want to flatten this battery. I didn't bring a spare because I knew I wasn't going to be here long, but if I don't get anything, I'll be back, believe me. Right, I'm back. Right, problem I've got here is if I get another bite and it's a cod and I lose it on the wall, I might as well wrap, because I'm not sure I can get them up. It's not a very massive tide, it's only about 7 metres, so it's going to be a good 3.5 to 4 feet below the water top, before the top of the wall, and my braid's just going to cut off on the wall if I get a decent fish on it, because obviously it's when you're pulling it against the wall, the braid, it just cuts it off. It's rough concrete. You really need to hold your rod out in front of you so that it's not pulling on the wall, but when you got a big cod on it like I just had there, you can't do that. Well, not on that Vader I couldn't anyway, but I probably would have been able to if I'd have had the Sport on, because it's stiffer, but it's just too heavy to do that for the rod. I mean, I saw a guy snap an halfway at Paul about a month and a half ago doing the same thing. So at the end of the day, you've got to be careful. You know, when you've got a wriggling cod and it's 3 or 4 pound and you're trying to lift it up on a rod that's fully extended with your arm, like to, you know, horizontal, it's a hell of a lot of strain on the rod. So, you know, I ain't got a lot of option here. When there's only one of you fishing this venue and you do get a cod, you are in trouble if it's a big one. I mean, if it's going to be anything over 4 or 5 pound, you're going to, I doubt if you'd even get it in without climbing down there. You'd have to tie your rod off somewhere and climb down there, but you just can't do that when you're on your own. It's obviously, if you fall in, there's nobody knows you're in there. And you know what the tidal pull's like on here, so you know, I wouldn't go down the wall if I'm on my own. You know, we've done it when there's been a couple of us, but not, I mean, I would go down for a cod if I was with somebody, but It's certainly not on my own. It's just idiotic. I mean, it's not like, I mean, that's what I'm getting stuck on here, look. If you look, that corner of that wall, when you're pulling your fish in, unless you extend your rod in front of you, you know, like horizontal, then you're going to catch that wall as you're pulling it in. It's pulling against the wall, so obviously it's abrasion on your line, and it snaps it because it's rough. So, I mean, I lost the cod about there. You know, it might still be there, I don't know. It's unlikely. I mean, I might be lucky and just, you know, pull it in when I pull a fish in, or pull my gear in, like, but I very much doubt. But that's what you've got to climb down, you know, and it's dangerous. I mean, you just slip. I mean, it is slippery. I mean, if you fall in there, there's no way to get out. I mean, there's no way whatsoever you can get out of here, unless somebody throws you a rope or whatever. You know, you won't get out of it. And besides the pull of this river, you'll be up near the Humber Bridge within about 2 minutes. You know, it'll certainly sweep you up there, no problem. I certainly wouldn't risk it on my own to go down for a cod, but I would if I was with somebody. Not that I'm saying you should do that, because really you shouldn't even do it. You know, it's a fish at the end of the day. You don't want to be risking your life just for a fish. I mean, it's silly, really. I know it's upsetting when you lose them and stuff like that, but you know, even if you're in a match and it's worth £2 grand, I still, you know, you still wouldn't go down there, really. I mean, you know, money's not everything, is it? I'm sure your life's more important than a fish. It's just, it really peeves you off, really. I mean, I'm lucky I didn't swear on the camera, because but it's really upsetting when you can actually see the fish. You actually physically see it come out the water and it's suspended, and obviously, and then you get it caught on the wall, and that's the end of it, really. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of, you know, to snap these lines when you've got weight at the other end and you're pulling against a wall, concrete jagged wall. If I do get another, which I'm hoping I do, because it'd be upsetting if I don't, I'm going to have to try and fully extend it. Obviously put the rod under my arm and fully extend it, and hopefully try and miss the wall. Because I mean, normally that braid doesn't snap. I mean, I've pulled weights out of it and everything, and you know, it's the first time I've snapped it, really. But it was snapped on the wall, not because it was you know, not because it got snagged or anything. It was just the walls just cut the braid. Simples. It's sharp edged, and it's just cut it as I've tried to pull the cod up. I mean, the weed, the washing line, and it was only a little thin weed, but it clogged up on my eyes, you'd see if you rewind the video, and that slowed the reeling down, you know, like to about 50%. I was struggling to reel it. You know, you got the weight of the fish, then you've got that stuck in your top eye, and it, you know, if I'd have got full power on it and I was reeling in fast, I'd have got that up easy. I'm just hoping that weed dies off. But I mean, it's holding. I'm about 30 metres out, 35 metres, and they're both at 12 o'clock now. So one's on a 4 ounce. That's the one nearest to us. The Vader is on a 4 ounce, and I've got the Sonik Black on a 6 ounce. But I've got no more weights with me. But I've got a box full in the car, so I might have to go to the car and get some more weights. And it looks like it's going to rain again, so this weather forecast's wrong again, isn't it? Right, I'll take a little exit here, and if I get any action on these rods, which hopefully I'm going to, because I've still got about another 2.5 hours to fish, I'll be back. Got you back on because I've just got a slack liner on the rod nearest to us. It's obviously gone tight again now, but it was a good slack liner, so let's keep an eye on it. definitely a big pull down and a slack liner, and it's tightened up because there's a bit of pull in the water. So I just want to keep an eye on it just to make sure that there's a fish on it first. But it certainly looked like there was a cod on it to me. Just check the battery. What's the battery like? There's plenty on it. Yeah, the rod nearest to us. I mean, the run hasn't moved, it's still at 12 o'clock. It went really slack. Now it's tightened back up again, but it's a big pull down and a big flick up. So it could be either the cod's bitten on it and let go, or there's one on it. The only problem I've got here is it's on the Vader again, and it's the one I lost the cod on. Good sound though. I mean, there's definitely cod in there now. I mean, I know there's cod anyway because I've seen one, but I mean, there's definitely more, because that was definitely 100% a cod bite. It's just strange how it pulled right down, flicked up, went really slack. It's tightened back up. I haven't seen it move since. It's just bobbing with the tide. I wonder if it was actually on there, it'd be wriggling like a bugger. I mean, our tide's 10 past 9, it's our tide in an hour. Right, I'm going to go again because it looked like a false alarm. I don't want to waste my battery, as I say, because I haven't brought a spare one with me, because it was only going to be a short session. If there's any more action, which let's hope there is, I'll be back. I've moved on to one rod now. It's quite a bit of weed about, and I'm using the Sonik Sport now because I know this can handle decent cod. Getting them up this wall, we've been on my own and stuff, so I've gone down to one rod. Because there's a lot of fine weed and it's like a little washing line coming up your line, so I don't want to be doing that every time I'm pulling a rod in if I'm fishing too, so it's a lot easier just to fish one. I've got the best part of the fishing to come. It's brightening up a little bit, but it's pretty nippy really. It's just a wind chill. It's actually warm, it's about 6-7 degrees, but it's the wind chill is making it about 3 maybe. It's half an hour to high tide. It's all good, guys, all good. A lot of seagulls about near my line. I'm just hoping one of them don't catch it, because it actually happened once before on here. Luckily it didn't damage the bird, but I mean, it's gone into my line a few times, because you get a lot of seagulls around this area for some reason. Right close in. Oh, I just had a bite. Just had a bite. Obviously I've only got one rod out, so that was definitely a bite. It's only one sharp bite, but I mean it was a bite. Let's hope it comes back. I don't know how good it is on camera with that sun up there, but I'm struggling to see my rod because it's right in my eyes. I don't know what it's like on the camera. I don't want to move to the other side because the wind will be blowing right in my face, and it's about 20 miles an hour. So it's not cold. It's not cold as in cold, but because the wind's blowing, it's a wind chill, and it's making the 7 degrees feel like it's about 3 or 2. I'm bringing this in a minute anyway because it needs the bait changing on it, and I want to see what that weed's like. I know there's weed on there. I've actually lost 2 sets of gear this morning. One with a fish, and one when I moved on to one rod because it got caught. But there is some shopping trolleys around this area that's been thrown in, and if you put it in the wrong place or it drifts into the wrong place, you 100% lose your gear. Because we've got B&Q right next to us, and obviously I reckon a few trolleys have gone in, or something's gone in there, because you always get snagged on it, and it's just around that area, the same area. That's why I don't really like casting to the left here, because there is a snag there. It's alright if you go far enough out, because it'll drift back to o'clock, but when you're casting short, because there's a lot of pull, then you end up getting snagged. I'm going to pull this in. You probably see the mess on my line. I'm hoping I get it back because I've got no more weights left. I did get a little nibble on this, so you never know. There's a bit of weed though, it's not that bad, but there's a bit of weed. See, that's how you've got to do it, like that, under the arm, and lean past the wall so that the gear don't catch on the wall, otherwise you'll snap it off. This is the problem you've got. The bait staying on, the weed's not that bad actually. I mean, the good thing about braid is you've got no leader knot, so you know that always helps, doesn't it? That's half the battle, getting stuck on your leader knot, especially here. Get stuck on your leader knot here and you'll lose your gear. I wouldn't advise anybody to not use braid here really. As I say, it's a two-man venue really, because it's what you're fishing past that wall. It's alright if it's high tide and you're right near the top of the wall, but when you're halfway up, it's quite a distance to come up, and obviously the weight of the fish against the side of the wall pulls your line tight to the wall, and then when you're trying to reel it over the lip of the wall, it cuts your line. So it's not good. It's only got 4 ounce on this, but it held. I really want to pang it out about 100 metres, but I dare yet, because it'll just swing right round. Because it'll be ripping through still, this. It's holding though. I usually snap my worm up my line, but if it gets to 6 or 7 inches, I'll snap it off, because at the end of the day, if you put too much worm on your hook, you get side swipes and then you don't get nothing. If it's too long a bit, and it just gets the side of it. Comes in at the side, and then gets your worm and no fish. You've got to be careful. That's really as long as I like to keep it. Yeah, I don't like to keep it about 6 inches, any longer than that, and I'll show you anyway. Any longer than that, that's about as long as I want it. Any longer than that, and you get side swipes, and that's the end of it really. You end up getting no fish. It happens so much, it's ridiculous on here. Happens regular. You get loads and loads of good pull down bites, but you end up with nothing because you got your bait's too long. I don't know if I dare knock it out a fair distance. I've only got 4 ounce on. Wow, that was a sickening, guys. I hit the wall I was about to cast. It's knocked my bait off. Just about to cast and it just blew onto the wall and knocked it off. I ain't got my Gemini clip on it, unfortunately. Just a normal bait clip on. We're not very good, these really. I mean, they're alright for here, but I won't use them on a beach. Try again this time, I'll avoid the wall. Don't want to let too much line out, because if I do, I'll end up against the wall. Here I tend to knock it about about 10 o'clock, and don't let a lot of line out with it. Let a bit, but not a lot, because if you let too much out, it'll swing all the way around, you'll end up on the wall. And I just usually let it settle a little bit, and then I'll rein my slack line in, but just give it a chance to settle. Looks like it's settled now, so I can move my slack line in. Just starting to pull. It's about 11 o'clock now. If I get a fish on this, I should be able to extend it on my arm and get it in without touching the wall, hopefully. Right, I'm going to toddle off again for a bit, and if anything happens, I'll be back. There we go, back again. A little flatty, just to say we beat the blank. I ain't had no decent bite since I lost that cod, but at least we've got a fish. And I'll leave you on the camera a bit anyway while I just sort this out, because it's slack water, so I want to get out there. Buy a bit more fresh Pouting. You know what I mean? What the lens is still.
Yeah. Looks at all of it.
Oh, beautiful, look at that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Can't beat that, can you?
No, it's
Get him back. I'll show you fish before I do this. There we go, it's only a little one. It'll count though, it stops the blank. Technically I haven't had a blank though. Right, I want to knock this out as far as I can get it sort of now, because it is slack water. But yeah, look, that's how good the worms are. Yeah. I don't like to go too far up the line because you get side swiped.
yeah. Is that the 3-row jib?
Now you 4 rows.
4 rows, is it?
4 row top, 4 row bottom. That's what I've been getting them with anyway. These are Gemini ones. I was using Sakuma, but I've got Gemini hooks on today. I'm only using 4 ounce in Aldi. That's right there. Yeah, I don't like to go any higher than that because you get side swiped with your bait.
Yeah.
I broke an eye the other week. I don't know how, because I didn't drop my rods, but
I know, well, I bought a lightweight rod rest the other day, second hand off somebody, and it's alright, but yesterday my rods went down with it, got weed on, pulled them over, and I've got one of those, I've got the salts.
Yeah, they're not...
I know they're a bit heavy, but they are good.
Yeah, they don't tip over, that's one good thing.
No, I've never had an issue, but yesterday my rods went over on the lightweight one.
When you rang them out, they get trapped, she loses your gear. Well, yeah, it casts well this. I'm going to try and get out as far as I can with this one. No, the problem is with braid, you've got to be careful, it's an half-ache your finger.
Yeah, I've got a glove. I always wear a glove, Jim.
Yeah, but I'm usually good at releasing, so...
I wasn't. It went right in, man. Never again.
Hopefully that'll last an hour out.
Yeah. Hopefully. Get the side wind, didn't they?
Oh, there's a bit of wind, like, but... Yeah, it's pretty strong, that wind, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you don't realise, mate, especially with braid, doesn't it? I know mine, when I cast mine, you can see it with... Fair enough.
Sounding though, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to lock it on the wall so that if...
Yeah, so you meant to catch the pole.
So you can't flick up there.
Yeah.
Well, I'll take a little break there. I'll be back if I get any more cod. I'm back, just been talking to one of the subscribers, Gary, who's just on his way. Just had a good chat with him for about half an hour. Well, I was bringing that flatty in and that. Well, at least I avoided the blank. I would have been upset after losing that cod and to blank. I mean, that would just have been bad. So I'm quite happy. I'm still quite hopeful I might get a cod in the next 40 minutes or so, because I'm only fishing for another 40 minutes and I'm going. Because it's starting to rip through now. And I've only got 4 ounce on there, and I've only got 4 ounces with me, so it certainly won't hold. It's going to rip through because I'm beating it hard. So, I'm hoping I get a quick cod before I go. Well, at least I've got a short video of about 40 minutes or so, which is good. It's been a bit windy, got a bit of rain, but it hasn't been freezing. That wind has been really chilly. I did actually get a nice pair of pliers to show you what I was going to use, but I haven't really had time to use them. But just that somebody sent me them to try out. I mean, there they are. There they are. There's the pliers. Quite nice. Getting hooks out and stuff, and cutters and everything on them. But if I get some more fish, I'll show you them working. But they're lovely. They've got a nice little holder and stuff, and deal. Fisherman's pliers, long those. But they've got an up retriever built in them, so next time I get a decent cod, I'm going to. I should be able to get the hook out pretty easy. But it's all good. I don't know whether you're on the rod or not. So I won't be out much longer, guys. When I go off this video, I'll probably be seeing, when I come back on, I'll probably be seeing the outro. But I've enjoyed myself. I've stopped the blank. That's 5 on the trot now. Got a good run going. Quite a few cod I've had. So I've lost one today, but I am bothered, but I'm not, if you know what I mean. So I don't expect this to hold now. So if I do get a crafty cod before I go, I'll be happy, but it's unlikely now, I think. It's one of them things though, isn't it? It was always going to be a 4-hour session though. I did say when I first come it's going to be 4 hours. Won't be far off 10 now. 9:50. The time's been going out about 20 minutes. I think next time I come though, I'll make sure I'm with somebody else, because when you're getting fish here, if you haven't got nobody with you, you're going to really struggle to get them in. And it's not like you can put a drop net over the side, because it's too far. There's a good 6 feet to the wall edge from the fence, and you just can't get a drop net in. You can at the other end near MAKRO, but where I'm fishing, you can't do it. You see, at MAKRO, the fence is right next to the wall, so you can do it there. But I've got a 6 foot gap between the fence and the wall lip, so you wouldn't be able to do it. It was actually supposedly going to be warmer today, but I don't know where the warm's gone. I think it's about 5 or 6. It was supposed to be about 10 by now, but the wind chill is it feels like about 2. My fingers are freezing, to be fair. I've been well wrapped up since I got here, because it's the wind chill that's doing me. Yeah, I'm not expecting to get any more fish now, I don't think. But I might call it a day, guys. It's because I don't think, if I cast out again, I'm not going to hold anyway with a 4 ounce. I have actually got some 6 in my car, but it's walking around the wall and up the stairs and around there to go get the 6 ounce just for a cast. So what's the point, really? But as I say, I've got 8 ounces on me in my box, but I wouldn't get a fish up the wall with an 8 ounce on. Just a matter of reference, when I lost that cod, it was about 7:30, wasn't it? About 7:15, 7:30. So that would have been an hour and a half before high. So, you know, keep that as a reference. If you're coming fishing here, it's about an hour and a half before high. But I mean, some people like to fish it all the way down here and stuff like that, but you can't hold the bottom, and you get a lot of weed on the way out around here, and it rips through really fast. I mean, you can lose a lot of gear here if you cast out too far when it's ripping through. But to be fair, the bait supplier I'm using at the moment for my blacks and stuff, it's the best bait I've had, to be fair. You know, the best blacks I've had by a long shot. So I'm quite happy with them, and they've actually been doing the business. So can't fault my bait, really. What I could really do with is a bait digger, local. There's a local bait digger around the Hull area in Hull. That sells worms. I'd be happy to buy a few off you. Like that's the only problem. I can't get fresh bait. I'd like to get fresh lug and fresh rag and stuff, but I mean, I've got no problem with the rag. I can get that anyway. But fresh lug, decent fresh lug, I'm after. So anybody in Hull digs lug, give me a message and I'll certainly have plenty off you. because what we're actually lacking in the Hull now is a bait supplier in Hull. Now it's alright traipsing out of town for it, but it's 9 times out of 10 it's through rush hour traffic, and by the time you've got there and back you've wasted 2 hours and a hell of a lot of fuel, and it's made the bait twice as expensive. So as I say, there's a lot of anglers in Hull looking for a Hull bait supplier that can do fresh lug. So if there's any digger in Hull watching the video, give me a message and we'll have a little chat. Right, I'm going to disappear, and when I come back it'll be the outro, unless I get a fish. So I'll catch you in a bit. Final pulling. It's now 10:30. I'm going to get the final pulling, see if we've got a fish. It's pulling right round now, so it's pointless fishing any longer. I've only got 4 ounces on. I might even lose this gear. At least the weed's gone anyway. Right, that's it from me. Enjoyed myself, been about 4.5 hours. Lost 1 cod, a little tiny flatty flounder. At least I never blanked. It's been a chilly morning, even though it was supposedly pretty warmer. It's felt really chilly with the wind. It's just starting to rain again. There's a big storm coming, as you can see. Looks like there's loads of rain coming down over there. So it's probably good I'm going anyway, because I've got no wet gear. So until next time, guys, take care, tight lines everybody, and I'll catch you on the next one. From me, Jimmy Cod Baits, it's a very, very good morning.